How you guys doing? Dang, I was about to say no response back, but great way to end spring. Loved how the guys just competed this whole time. I couldn't ask for anything more. You know, they just really approached spring the right way, coming off of the type of season that we had. You could tell that these guys were just eager to get out here and really try to find ways to better themselves as a team. I just love the competition and how they competed day in and day out. And then just bringing it back here to the Rose Bowl for one more practice. So it just felt good to come back in here and see the guys in the blue and gold and all white and in the throwback. So it was a fun spring. It's our second one, my second one, and just looking forward to the season and what the Bruins can do.
Where do you kind of characterize where the team is now? I mean, obviously a lot of moving pieces coming in at key positions, but I mean, how do you kind of characterize just where you are right now as a team?
I think we're in a pretty good place. You know, I think every team in America has probably had a lot of moving pieces because now we have a portal, so everybody can reload or get rid of people. So it's just basically what college football is, and I think we just did a good job of finding a way to get these guys to gel and come together and really work as one. So I think the team did a good job just coming together, and we're looking forward to see how much they can gain on their own, since now a lot of this stuff's going to be player-led, how much they can gain going into training camp.
Your new quarterback was here today. You were able to visit with him. What was that like? What was it like to see him here at the Rose Bowl and be around the atmosphere?
It just feels good because, you know, you're around somebody and you can tell he has presence. You know, he kind of commands attention. Being 6'6", he's a huge guy, and he's not somebody that's just seeking that attention, but he just kind of has a poise to him that you can kind of, you know, it's just comforting.
What was your takeaway from today? Who were some standouts or some guys maybe flash?
I think Luke had a really good practice today. Just each day you could tell he was getting better, getting more comfortable. There was a lot of outside noise, and he was still finding ways to focus on exactly what he needed to focus on, and that was just improving his play. So I commend Luke for the way he approached this whole spring, and then actually coming to the stadium and having a good practice.
Two guys that were out, Titus, Garrett DeGiorgio, Nico DeValier, what are their status?
They're fine. Just guys that we didn't really need to see much. They had already had a pretty good spring, so let's get some other guys some reps.
So they'll be back to the start of fall camp?
Most definitely, yes. Mm-hmm.
Just as far as the offense in general, when you think of where they were at the start of spring to now, is there maybe one or two things you've been most encouraged about as far as how they picked things up?
Just up front, you know, the O-line had a great spring just on how they, like, that was a group that was a lot of missing parts left and a lot of came in, so they hadn't played together. The only returner was Sam and Garrett, you know, so there's three other guys there, and it was just good that those guys were able to work hard together and come together as a real O-line, and group 1, 2, and 3 really made strides. So we're pretty excited for how the O-line's protecting and opening holes.
Is it a matter of trying to get Ruben Anuje in the starting five? It seemed he came in practice, he did right, and moved Garrett to left guard a couple of practices. So it seems like you're trying to work him in.
It was more of just trying to get him some reps so he can be a multi-position guy instead of just always playing left tackle. So Garrett did a little bit of left tackle also. So it was just more of just trying to we do want the best 5 out there, and just trying to figure out what that is.
Coach, what's the process to get Nico up to speed? Considering he's not officially joined the team yet, what is the intricacies?
Just as soon as he's done with school, he'll be able to just start learning online or virtually with our coaches and everything. But, you know, he's played quarterback at a high level, and when you're switching teams, it's not the hardest thing to do. It's mostly just figuring out what we call something that they already called, you know. So it's not like we really have to teach him the whole new playbook. It's more of him figuring out the calls and what we call something that he's already had, you know what I mean? So him being an intelligent kid, has a high GPA, smart on and off the field. We're just looking forward to just getting the opportunity to teach him.
And that begins when his semester ends.
Yeah.
Tino sent him the playbook, like summer reading list, basically.
No, because he'll be done their semester, so they'll be done in like 5 days. I believe most semester schools are done in May, right? Early May.
Obviously, your second spring practice here at UCLA. How would you kind of compare the two? What's something you're most pleased about this time around, and maybe wasn't there last time?
It's crazy is because I don't really remember last year spring like that. You know what I mean? I don't really remember the practice, but I just remember how excited the guys were, and it was just kind of cool that they. At first, I wasn't going to put them in the uniforms. I was going to just come out and have our practice, but the guys were looking forward to that part of it. So it was just good to see that they really wanted to make it a game-like experience here today in Roseman. It was cool.
Sorry, how did you decide, who was going to wear what color? Because throughout the spring practices, defense was blue, offense was white, and today was lit.
So we don't have an alternative color for the quarterbacks. So I didn't want to put two shades of blue together. So I went offense white, defense blue, quarterbacks throwbacks.
How is Carter Shawman back for
He's not. So yeah, Carter didn't do any team stuff. He did a little bit of 7-on-7, but he's still non-contact.
Deshaun, obviously last year, he kind of took the head coach position a little bit later than most people would. Just kind of going through your first full off season, what are some differences you kind of noticed for yourself as a coach?
You're just in familiar territory, so it's just more of just being more comfortable and kind of anticipating what's happening and kind of reacting to it. You know what I mean? Like, I know what to expect going into my first spring practice because I've done that before. Then the whole process was something that was repeat, but just excited for just being able to bring guys together and get them to really want to be a team, because this is the ultimate team sport, and if you have a bunch of individuals, it's not going to work. And I think our guys did a good job of wanting to come together as a team.
One signee that you quickly dropped on us last time we spoke to you, Roderick Pleasant. Obviously, he has some speed and some return capabilities. Do you know yet how you guys want to use him?
Just try to find just a place to put somebody fast, So, like you said, he could help us in the return game, punt and kick return. He's most definitely going to have his opportunities at DB. But, we had an opportunity to bring another Southern California kid back home that wanted to be back here. And, when you have kids that want to be here, the sky's the limit for them.
Isaiah mentioned that there's competition as to who's going to wear number 9. So I know you're all about competition. So how are you kind of measuring that and who gets to wear it?
So J9 and Isaiah Chisholm is in number 9, but it's basically like who's the starter, who's going to end up being the starter. There's more stuff that goes into that. If you guys ever saw them in the weight room, there's 3 different shirts in there. You get a gray one, you get a black shirt, then you have a white one. The more stuff that you do the right way, the higher up you go on our list of things. And a lot of guys are in white shirts and stuff like that, so that plays into it also. Grades play into it, so it's not just everything that's on the field. I'm looking for just somebody that totally embodies our pillars, and those are going to be the guys that end up getting their jerseys.
So what are some examples of doing things right, like being on time?
So being on time, see who watches the most film, who's the first one down there in the weight room, who's cheering on his other teammates, who's bringing people along with him. You know what I mean? You're being a leader. You can't just lead yourself. You have to lead other people, So a lot of guys are doing that, and we're just excited to see how this turns out.
Seems like standout freshman, true freshman, it was Cogshell. What have you seen from him? Do you see him contributing in fall?
Yeah, I really do see him. I'm really impressed with this freshman group. They did a really good job, especially defensively. All of those guys did a good job coming in. Juju's played well. Scott Taylor, Cole Cogshell. Offensively, Carson Cox, Garrison Blank, both tight ends. So it's just they're lucky that they have that opportunity to come in winter, because you really get to get yourself around the team, lift weights, and change your body, and then really learn the playbook. And you can just see how much ahead they are than other guys that didn't necessarily get that opportunity. Because I've had guys that come and fall and still were able to play, but seeing somebody come in winter and really get to see him change his body, it was pretty impressive.
Speaking of the freshman and freshman boxes, what separates and in what ways is a unique addition to the running back room? And also, is there anything the older guys are learning from him despite him being obviously a big freshman?
I think just his consistency. You know, he doesn't lose yards often, and he's a north and south type of runner. You know, so I really like that. I think that they can learn from him just from kind of his work ethic a little bit. You know, doesn't say much because he's young, but he's always first in line. He's always leading the other freshmen out there to do certain stuff as a group. You know, they kind of function as a group instead of individually. So it's kind of just impressive to see the freshmen do a lot of stuff together and see who's leading them. But Carson just does a good job of just being consistent daily.
How cool is this for you, just on a personal level, to kind of, you've been here, for a while, you wore the jersey as a player, but now in the lead this program, seeing some of your thoughts and visions sort of come to fruition?
It feels good. You know, I'm a Bruin through and through. And it just feels good to actually get this opportunity to lead my school, my alma mater. And, you know, I have the support from everybody, and it just feels good, like seeing a lot of my teammates out here, a lot of guys I hadn't seen in years just showing up and didn't even tell me they were coming. So it was just good to see guys, and everybody's just on the same page, excited about this upcoming season, you know. We're just looking forward to it. It's going to be a good season, and, you know, I know what do they say, get your popcorn ready? I would say get your popcorn ready.
Luke taking reps with the first and the second team offense, is that something that you asked him to do, or something that he wanted to do?
I think it was just a way to get Luke more reps, you know. So yeah, we cut down half of the quarterback room, so it went from eight to or seven, eight. Yeah, it went from 8 to 4. So you know, we cut it in half, and I think it was just a way to give Luke more reps, and he's eager to get more reps. So it was just good that, you know, he really wasn't on a pitch count or anything, you know.